right, my next guest is on the phone, is on the air.
Hey,
Lana, how's it going?
pretty good. How about you, Kenny?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being on the show this evening. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So, how is your 2019 thus far?
So far, it's been pretty good. I mean, it's weird because a lot of things I've been waiting on are starting to finally come together. Like all my ducks are getting in a row and things are falling in place. So it's so far so good. How about yourself?
2019 is off to a nice start myself, and I feel like the beauty of the beginning of a new year is it's a new year, clean slate. You have a chance to, try to relive some things and focus on some new things. So,
Yeah,
I will
it's a
say
fresh start.
it's a fresh start. It's a good start. I can't complain. So I've heard of you through a company that I've affiliated myself with, Mall Mag. Shout
Hmm.
out to Ashley Salazar, who, by the way, they launched Mall Mag Australia. So they, keep
Yeah.
expanding, evolving the brand. So that's pretty awesome. Shout out to Ashley. Um, for you in particular, how did you get involved with Mall Mag? Did you reach out to Ashley? Did she reach out to you? Like, how did that came about?
I can't really remember. I think it's been a couple years. I might have reached out to her. I know I followed her in the beginning since Playboy and Social, and I always research all the magazines and everything. I wish I could fully remember. I might have gotten a hold of her, and then she started following me back, and then we just took off from there. We've been steadily in contact all the time, and now that I'm into photography, I'm wanting to shoot models for her magazine, and yeah, it's a pretty good partnership.
That's awesome, and that's cool that not only do models get a chance to be a part of the brand, but you know getting the full to be on the other side, of the model
Yeah,
side. So you being a photographer, what's that experience like? Being on the
it's
other
been pretty
side.
cool. Oh yeah, it's been pretty cool. I mean, it was like an accidental thing. I mean, I just a couple years ago, I've been modeling for over 10 years. So what happened was, there's a lot of shoots you do, and a lot of times I would do a shoot with somebody and I wouldn't get pictures back, or I'd pay for a shoot with someone and still wouldn't get pictures back. Photographers can be flaky. So, and then it turned into a thing of not being able to coordinate with the photographer. There was always scheduling issues. So I thought, you know what, if I could do this stuff myself, I could be my own photographer and get stuff done sooner. And then it's like a light bulb went off. I thought, you know what, maybe I could do this myself. So I started shooting myself. I researched cameras. I researched, everything about aperture and shutter speed, and learned everything about that, lighting. And so from that point, I started shooting myself, and then I thought, this is pretty fun. And I started actually getting better at it. I thought maybe I should start shooting other people. So I started shooting other people, and the feedback has been really good. And I just did a shoot yesterday, and I think Mom Mag might actually be interested in that set for a future magazine. So it's been like an accidental thing, and it's kind of starting to take off now. I'm excited about it.
In other words, it's a blessing in disguise.
Exactly.
So it's you've been modeling for a very long time, and you've been through a variety of photo shoots, and you've been able to adapt, and obviously now you're on the other side of things, and
Mhm.
young up and coming models can learn a lot from you, being that you've been there, done that, and who knows, seeing them model might seeing you, what you're going through might inspire them to take the photograph side of things down the road.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier about photographers being flaky, and when my radio show got started, I interviewed lots of models, and they've had stories about flake photographers and not being on
Yeah.
time, or being no shows, or whatever the case may be, like as far as the flaky side of things, like what frustrates you the most about it? Is it the um lack of interaction, lack of communication, or not being there, or like what drives you nuts about photographers, not
Oh
doing
man,
it?
my number one thing, and it's happened so much. I mean, it didn't. I mean, there's more often than there's more times where it hasn't happened, but it's happened too much. Is where you go out of town, or I get ready to go, doing the hair and makeup and everything. Take the time to drive out of town. Could be a 2-hour drive up and back. Shoot for a few hours while you're there. It just takes up your whole day, and then days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months, and then you just don't have a single photo back from what you spent your time and money to do. And you contact them, and it's like, where are my pictures? It's been 3 months. And then they start talking to you for a little bit, and they just kind of drop off, and then it's, you just let it go after a while and take it as a loss, because you're like, well, that was a day lost, it was time lost, and my number one thing is just some of them just not returning photos. I've made that promise as a photographer to never do that, because I've been on the other side, so I've promised, like, I will never not return photos. It's frustrating.
Yeah, and like reputation, regardless of what job that you do, reputation matters, and you really want to show people that not only that you are good at what you do, but you are responsible of what you do, because there's gonna be a lot of people that's looking for so and so, and if you can't hold your end of the bargain, you ain't going to get many opportunities, and you're probably going to end up looking for a different profession.
Exactly. I mean, half of it is half of just being successful, just showing up, getting things done, getting everything taken care of. It's like you made a commitment to do this, just do it. And so I had to get in. I mean, photography is just something that I didn't even expect. It's been expensive, but it's been worth it. And it's just going back and forth between that and modeling has been a really, really great asset.
Well, availability is the best ability. It's very, very key. So as far as, 2019, moving forward, what else you have in store for the new year as far as photo shoots or anything networking-wise that you've been working on?
So coming up, I'm going to do more LA trips. I had to take a break with LA trips for about a year, but I'm back. I'm going on my trips again. I want to do some more networking at the events down there, and then I have some magazine covers coming out. I have one I'm working on right now for 86 Boulevard magazine. That's going to be a cover. I'm going to be working on a cover for Fever magazine. They're about to hit national distribution. And then I also have a Bad magazine cover I have to work on. And then I've got Auto Babes magazine based out of Australia. And I'm hoping to get another Playboy submission pretty soon. I mean, I've got the contacts to do it, but I need to provide the good material for them to say, all right, we'll use it. So that's my big one, is to aim for another Playboy.
Playboy's going through some transition with themselves, especially since the passing of Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
And they going through their thing or whatever. As far as what was your thoughts on that and the direction that they've been going since then?
I think it's been pretty interesting. I believe last I heard from USA Playboy, they're going to do quarterly. I think that's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember. I know they're doing a lot more natural look and everything, and I don't know what's going on with nothing wrong with the natural look at all, but I mean, it's not the same Playboy that it used to be. And when I heard that when they cut the nude thing, that was I didn't believe that at first at all. I thought that was a rumor. So I think they're trying to find their way again for the U.S. Playboy, and I'd like to see Playboy come back up again, and I'd like to see them have clubs around here, and I want to see Playboy come back on top. They started it all,
Yeah, I mean that was dare I say, it was a tradition,
Yeah.
for a very, very long time. And a lot of people became household names because of
Mhm.
that magazine. Obviously there's some negativity backlash from it for whatever, but that was their thing. What made them a household name. Not just the new, but just them as a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
And the parties, and I've heard some of the stories about the parties and the pictures and everything, and it was it, quite an adventure for so many
Oh,
people.
I remember. Yeah, I've been to some Playboy Mansion parties. I miss those parties. I remember those parties like they were yesterday. I mean, oh man, those were the days. I'm sad that it's pretty much over. Like he's not there anymore. The house is sold, and it's sad. It's like it's the end of an era, and I miss it.
For what I've heard, like when he walks into a room, people just stop what they're doing and just,
Yeah.
and he, you know, he lived quite a life,
Mhm.
that so many men have envy. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
So many
it's
guys,
true.
you know, envy that dude, and like, man, that's
And
just
he lived a long
it,
time
either
too.
you think about wanting to be like Hugh Hefner as a guy, or you really wanted to be like Hugh Hefner. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
No way in between. Like, you've seen the magazines, you've seen the reality TV shows and things like that. You've seen the woman that surrounds him. It's like, yeah, he's that guy. He is.
It was, even the shows were great. I mean, everything Playboy was, I mean, Playboy, if you became a Playboy model or Playmate, you just blew up overnight,
Very much.
and it was crazy.
It was just, obviously, this is way before social media became what it is today. Like, you on there, you on the news, you on the newspapers,
Exactly.
you're the leading headline of websites, pretty much.
Exactly. I
So
miss that. And now they've scaled back a lot, and I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's quarterly now. I'm like, wow, it's
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
We need to bring Playboy back.
yeah, quarterly, like I don't know, maybe budget cuts may play a role to it. I don't know, but I don't know. It's gonna be difficult of keep having people wait once every few months for a magazine. Like for
Yeah,
any
it's
magazine, like,
definitely going through some changes.
yeah. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how that goes. Um, for you, um, as far social media feeds, why don't you go ahead and promote your feeds, and where can people um get in contact with you?
Yeah, you guys can go to my main website at lanaelyse.com. And then also on my Instagram, I'm very active on Instagram. Instagram is the king of everything right now. I am lana.elise. And then on Twitter, at Lana Elyse. So those are my mains right there, Instagram and my website.
Well, Lana, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for being on the show. This
It was really
interview
good talking to you.
This interview is courtesy of Mall Mag. Chilling with Jeff and Kennedy. We're proud to be radio sponsors of them. We try to interview more of the Mall Mag feature models like yourself, and hopefully with you now on, we'll get to interview more throughout
Yes.
2019. So you're the starting point. So we got to start
Yes.
somewhere. Um,
Oh, good. That's awesome. Thank you for having me.
you have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye bye.